Alright y'all, so today is the day I'm going to install the sink, at least phase one of installing the sink. So this is my quartz sink. The countertop that I'm using here at the moment isn't actually the final countertop. As I've mentioned previously, Mr. Smith is actually out of town while I'm doing this. The permanent countertop that's going to be going over here is insanely heavy and I cannot move it myself. So, because this is two pieces of countertop that we were originally going to use on the other side of the kitchen when we started phase one of this kitchen renovation quite a while ago, I got them super cheap. I got them from a resale store, super cheap. But Mr. Smith didn't want this wood. He wanted the acacia wood. And so I have an acacia wood full-length countertop out there in the workshop. These are the two pieces that were originally going to go on that side of the kitchen, but they're the same thickness, and this will allow me to put the sink together, make sure all of the plumbing is lined up, and have a functioning sink for the time being. And then when Mr. Smith gets home from his lengthy business trip, he can help me bring in the countertop. The plan is for pretty much everything else in this kitchen to be done before he sets foot back in Arkansas. Before he sets foot back in America. By the time this video goes live on the internet for the whole world to see, he'll already be home. I don't like to film about him being gone while he's gone. So, countertop. Oh, and he doesn't know I'm doing this. Now when I install the sink, again, I'm really doing this to check all of my fittings, the placement of everything, and let me be able to at least sort of use the sink over here for now. This is really just to make sure that everything fits, all of the parts go together properly, make sure I purchased all the right things, so that when this goes in for good, I've got everything that I need. So, I mean, I can function without a kitchen sink for a little while Mr. Smith is out of town, but if I can use a sink, that would be great. But we're not going to turn the water on yet. I'm not going to connect to the actual water yet, the water lines. We'll do that when I know it's ready to go in. I've never installed a sink before. So, I've replaced faucets and things like that. That's easy. But I've never, like, fully installed a sink. So, watch some YouTube videos by plumbers that had very high ratings and positive feedback in the comments to make sure it was actually good information. And we're going to do this. There is my beautiful new sink. Oh, I love it. Big, beautiful sink. We have the main hole. This is the one that I will use, but they pre-drilled from the bottom and they marked with these stickers so that if the faucet that you were putting in had more than one thing that needed to come through, like if you've got a sprayer or, you know, whatever it is, they're scored from the bottom. So you would take a hole cutter and line it up with the circle on the top and cut through the top, and then it would just break through. So there we go. This is the sink.
ready.
You ready?
I did it.
Good job.
I did it.
Good. Okay.
My glasses.
Yep.
It help.
Yep. Okay, come here.
I got a hammer too.
Yes, you do have a hammer too.
I'm ready.
Okay, go ahead. You work on that one, I'll work on this one. All right.
More.
Yep. We gotta get all this stuff off of here. I almost got a big scraper for that.
I got a hammer too.
Yes, you do have a hammer too. Are you a good helper? Careful. Don't be too crazy.
1,
Yep.
2.
1, 2. That's right. What?
I'm lucky here.
You're working here? Hello friends, so the kitchen renovation was going great. My goal was to have everything done except for the installation of the permanent countertop on the sink side of the kitchen. I was just going to need Mr. Smith to help me because that thing is insanely heavy. I wasn't even sure how he and I would be able to move that, but we were going to do our best. However, didn't quite all go as I had hoped. It did come along great. It's a huge difference from where it was before Mr. Smith went on his trip. He was in Korea for 3 weeks for work. So when he came in, he was surprised and he loves how the kitchen is looking so far. The floor, however, ended up taking way longer than expected. Pulling up all of the tile and all of like this thin set and stuff that was on the floor was no problem until I got to where there wasn't linoleum. Actually, under the range, under the stove, there's a section where there was tile and everything, and there was no linoleum, and that was still able to come up pretty easily. I have this tool that I bought that scrapes, and it took it right off. But where the kitchen meets the dining room area, I don't know what they put that last row of tiles down with, but it would not come off the floor. I actually went and bought a grinding tool and ground this stuff down for 3 days. 3 days to do maybe a, I don't know, 4 square foot area, if that, probably less. It was a nightmare, and there was so much dust in the house, so much cleaning to do after that. So that kind of threw a little bit of a wrench in my goal of having it all done before Mr. Smith got home. And then it actually took longer to put in the tile. Well, it didn't take that long to put in the tile. It took a long time for the thin set to harden. I think because I was putting it down on linoleum, and the linoleum, of course, doesn't really breathe, and so it took a long time for that to set up. Because in the spots where I put it down on the bare concrete, like up under the range and things like that, it set up right away. It was no problem. But the rest of the kitchen took a bit longer. And I actually have a part of the floor that is not yet done, up under where the refrigerator goes, and then just that last little strip right in front of the door. So I'm basically was just letting everything else set up, and then this week I was going to work on getting the rest of that done so that I could then grout all of the tile. And then the next wrench came into my plans. I hurt my back. Had nothing to do with the renovation project. So one evening, the last evening actually that Mr. Smith was not here, he got in about midnight that night. I needed to take a bag of feed down to Sophie and Amos. And I had it in my metal cart. It's like this utility wagon. And I was doing all the chores, so I had the bag of feed in there, and I was going down the driveway to where our goats are. And our driveway is downhill, down to the road, and there's this one little section that's pretty steep, and you have to be careful so that you don't slip. Well, I was pulling the cart behind me, and it's not even pulling the cart, it's like holding the cart back because you're going down the hill. Well, I went to switch hands, which hand was holding the cart, and it slipped out of my hand. And of course, that part of the driveway being super steep, the wagon immediately started rushing down the hill, knocked my legs out from underneath me, and I landed on this metal cart, and I got the edge of the metal, landed on it with my back. And that has made everything come to a screeching halt as far as working on the kitchen. I'm in a lot of pain. When I drive, when I go somewhere, I feel every bump in my back. So until my back is fully healed, we are not going to be doing anything else in the kitchen. But it is looking great. It looks night and day. We are going to go ahead and fully install the sink, though, on the temporary countertops, because we don't know when we're going to be able to move that full countertop in. We may have to wait until we have a little bit of extra help here to help us carry that. And so it might be even a couple of months before we're able to do that. But I cannot go that long without a sink. So we are going to go ahead and fully install the sink so that we can go ahead and fully use the whole kitchen. And then whenever we've got someone here to, maybe help us out, then we'll go ahead and install that countertop. And it may have to wait until we have family come visit this fall. I hope not, but that may have to be the case. But it's looking really good. I'll show you the kitchen like in an upcoming video and show you how it's been coming along. But I did have one other thing that I wanted to share with y'all, and that is something that happened about almost 2 weeks ago. My son and daughter-in-law were about to run an errand, and on their way out, they were going to drop off a bag of garbage out in our trash bin out there. And so they were going out the driveway, they stopped, my son got out to put the trash in the bin, and when he looked down, right there in the driveway, about an inch from the tire, was an itty-bitty baby squirrel. Now, it had been 100 degrees, the thing was barely alive. It had a couple of puncture marks on its body. I think maybe a bird had gotten a hold of it and then dropped it in the driveway. But they took charge, and they have been caring for this squirrel, this little baby squirrel, Today, his eyes are still not open. His ears have opened, but his eyes are not yet opened. And so while my son and daughter-in-law are both at work, I'm on baby squirrel duty. And so I have been helping nurse this baby squirrel.
He gloves.
He is doing great. He is getting very spunky. And, you know, at some point, whenever he's big enough, he'll get released back out here into the woods. So that is all I have to share with y'all today. Thanks for spending some time with me here again at the homestead. God bless, and I'll talk to y'all next time.